We have this problem called course schedule. If you are already aware about the problem statement, you can skip to the solution part. So what this problem is saying, I'll make an understanding using the whiteboard. So you have some n number of courses and there is a dependency. Means suppose if you want to opt for course second, then you have to complete the course one first, and then only you can do the course second. Or so the direction of the as you can decide. Some people direct this as like this. So to complete the course second, you have to first complete the course one, otherwise you will not be able to complete it, right? So we have given an array of we have given an 2D array, and inside this array we have these connections, right? So suppose we have a connection from 1 to 0, right? We have a connection from 2 to 0, we have a connection from 3 to 1, and we have a connection from 3 to 2. So basically we have these 4 courses, and you have to give the solution, or you have to return whether or not there is a possibility where a person can complete all the courses. And if there is a possibility, then you have to give the order in which a particular person have to opt for the courses. So from if I have to link this problem to a real world example, is when in a software industry, when we are developing a software, so we basically divide the software into very small parts, and we try to parallelly execute some task, and there are some tasks which are dependent on the completion of a some other task. So so think of it like that. So you have n task, and you have to give an order in which you can execute the task. So when how can we solve this problem, right? So this is the solution part. How can we solve this problem? um, so you have already guessed it. So basically this kind of input is a graph, right? So what I mean by that is, so if I draw this problem statement into some pictorial representation, then it means that to complete the course 0, I have to complete the course 1 first, right? So and after that I can, so this is actually a graph where the node are directed. So we have two types of graph. One is undirected and second one is directed. In a directed graph, if there is no cycle, then we can give a topological order of the vertices. So if you can convert the directed graph, or if you can make a topological order out of a directed graph, then it means there is a possibility to complete all the courses, and there is an order of it. So we can give an order for that. If there is a cycle, then it's not possible to complete all the courses, so we have to return empty array. Means you will not be able to complete all the courses. So it's like either you complete all the courses or you will not complete any course. For example, here I can complete the course if on both courses. First I will complete first course, and then I will pick the second, which is the 0th course, right? Suppose there is an second third course which is called 2, and to complete the course 2, you have to complete the course 0, and to complete the course 1, you have to complete the course 2. So there is a cycle in it, right? So in this case we will not be able to complete all the courses, in fact not even a single course. Like if you want to complete the 0th course, then you will have to complete the first course. So the solution is boils down to you have a directed graph, and if you can make a topological order. Make a topol topological order. This is the question. If you can make a topological order out of this directed graph, then you are done. So this is actually a very classical topological order concept. There is no twist in this, in the solution part. So let's first understand what do we mean by topological order. Okay, so I will give you an example of a graph where we have a nodes like this. So I am calling them vertices, and like this, that. So this is the order. Okay, so if I give the if I assign a name to these nodes, uh, how can we complete all the courses, and what will be the order? Okay, so it is quite logical. Like, if you find a node where the in degree is 0, means this is a node, this course, the completion of this course not required some other course to be completed. So there is not an incoming node to this particular node, right? There is not an incoming edge to this particular vertex. So it means we can complete this, right? And if I can complete this particular course, then I can remove it from the graph, right? And the same I can do with the A as well. Then how my graph will look like in this case? After that, it will look something like this. Okay, so from this graph, I have this particular vertex which do not have any incoming edge, so I can complete that, right? And remove all these edges also. So after that, my graph will look like this, right? And I do not have any incoming edge to this particular vertex, so I will pick this node next. So if I have to give the order, then it will be like either B or A or B, it doesn't matter. So I'm taking A and B, and after that you complete C, and then you will complete E. And if you remove this node, then you have to remove the edges as well. So my graph will look like this. Okay, so this is D and F. So this is the order by which you can complete all the courses. So this is what we call topological order. Okay, so this is quite simple, right? So what will be our step? Can you answer that question? Okay, so first what you have to do, you will first convert the input into a adjacency list, right? Why in the adjacency list? If you make a adjacency list from this particular input, then you can find the neighbor of a node in order of one time, right? Like, if I want the neighbor of a node second, then I will have to iterate over the input, and then I have to get the data. But if I have a adjacency list where the lookup of the vertices is in order of time, or order of one time complexity, so this is something like this. And this is in the case where all my nodes are starting from the index 0. If my nodes are not starting from a 0, then also I can use the adjacency list to fetch the neighbors of a particular vertex in order of one time. So first you will convert the input in a adjacency list, and then after that, you guessed it right. So what we are doing here, we are finding in this graph how many vertices have a in degree of 0. How can you find that? you will check if there in your adjacency list. So suppose this is your adjacency list. It will look something like this. Okay, so you will find the vertices which have a in degree of 0. In this case, there is not a single node which has a in degree of 0, because um, all these nodes have a in degree of 1, right? Suppose there are 4 nodes and we have every node present here. So suppose so if I make the adjacency list of this particular graph, how will it look like? So I have how much? 1 2 3 4 5 6. So A, B, C, D, E, F, right? A is connected to what? C. B is connected to C. C is connected to D and E, right? So this is a linked list, or a list, not a linked list, a list. So I am representing it like it is a linked list, but you can consider it as at a list, because we don't know how much it will grow. So this is an array, and this is and the index of each cell is pointing to a list, which is actually the neighbor of this particular vertex. D is connected to F, E is connected to D and F, and F is connected to not a single. Okay. So how do you know which particular vertex has a n degree of 0? So these A has a n degree of 0, because you cannot find any mention here, like there is. So A is not a direct neighbor of any particular, like you cannot reach to A with the edge. So you first find the edge, you will first find the node which has a n degree of 0. So here A has a n degree of 0, B has a n degree of 0. So to get this information, you will simply create an auxiliary array, or you will create an array of where each index represent the vertex name. So suppose 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 5, and you will represent the in degree. You can make this in order of how many vertex you have, in order of v time. Here if the vertex are 5, then you will have to complete like, okay, so how many, so this is actually the representation of order of how many vertices, how many edges are there. So we have E edges, right? So you can make the you can keep a degree list, and then you iterate over this list, and you will check which particular vertex has a in degree of 0. So you then suppose A has the in degree of 0, then you will find the neighbor of A. You can find the neighbor of A is C. Then what you will do, you will decrease the in degree of C by 1. And when you decrease the in degree, you check if the in degree of C is 0. If the in degree of C is 0, then you will make it then you will pick this node a candidate for processing next, right? Then you will make this C as a candidate for the next iteration, right? So you will maintain a queue where you will keep on pushing the nodes, you keep on pushing the vertices that you want to process. So if a vertex have a in degree of 0, then it means you can process that particular vertex. So you will simply push that particular vertex into the queue, and you keep on processing, you keep on polling the queue if you have any vertex, and you process it. What I mean by processing a vertex, you find the neighbor of that particular vertex, and you will reduce the in degree of all the neighbors by 1. Of suppose you find a vertex D in the queue, you get a vertex called D from Q, then you will get all the neighbors of D. Here the neighbor of D is only E, so you will, sorry, F, so you will decrease the in degree of F by 1 in the degree array. And if you find, and after that, just after decrementing the in degree of particular neighbor, you will check if the final in degree of a particular neighbor has become 0, then you will push it into the queue. So it's our next candidate for processing, and you keep on doing that, right? So this is our solution. So I will first, so what we are doing here, we are building an adjacency list, we are making an array of array list, okay, and you are maintaining a degree array as well, right? So you are doing that only. You are simply creating a adjacency list, and then also you are creating a degree array. Now this is a one-time thing. You first find all the nodes which have in degree of 0, and whenever you find a node which have a whenever you find a vertex which has a in degree of 0, you simply push that vertex into the queue, and then you you also, then it means if you have to print the order, the topological order, then you can maintain another array which will contain the answer. So you simply push that particular vertex in the topological order array, right? And what you will do now, you will simply process each and every element in the queue. So first you have, so this queue will not be empty, because suppose if you have a single vertex which have a degree of 0, then you will get it from here, and you will get it, you will pop that particular vertex from queue, you will find all the neighbors of that particular node, all the neighbors, and after getting all the neighbors, you first pick one neighbor, and you do something on that neighbor, and you keep on doing the same thing for all the neighbors. So what we are doing here, so we are first of all we are decrementing the degree of that particular neighbor, and if the final degree is 0, then it means that this particular neighbor is the candidate for the further processing. So what we are doing, the same thing that we are doing here, we are pushing that particular neighbor into the queue, and then we are also pushing that particular vertex in the answer array, which is a topological order, and then you are returning back the answer. What I am doing here, suppose I am pushing the vertices in my topological order array, and if my index reached to a stage where all the nodes has been processed, means all the nodes are part of my answer, means there is a solution there where all the courses can be taken. If that's the case, then I will return the answer. If that's not the case, means there was some cycle, because of that my answers array is will not be able to complete, will not be able to contain all the courses, so my index will be less than the number of courses. So index is starting from 0, but in the last step it will be incremented by 1, so this will eventually becomes equal to the num courses. So that's why I am doing that here, else you will return back the empty array. So this is the solution. Okay, thank you.